Starlets, welcome to my vlog. This is week 6. Oh my god, this is week 6 of my oxygen challenge. I am all dolled up today for this vlog because I actually just got done doing some filming and I'm testing a lipstick, so stay tuned for those videos. But today is Wednesday. Yesterday was like insanely busy. Monday and yesterday were like insanely busy, so I didn't get a chance to vlog, but I wanted to start this week, week 6. The end of this week is actually going to be the halfway point of the challenge, which isn't crazy. It's like flown by. And this is actually our last week of muscle building. Next week we get into our sort of cutting, shedding weight phase, shedding fat. I should say shedding fat, not shedding weight, shedding fat. I've got a few things going on this week. My light keeps cutting in and out, so don't mind that. I want to share with you guys because, again, in this sort of fitness challenge, I'm growing a bicep here. It's a baby bicep, but it's growing. It's growing. I can feel it. I can feel it. Hopefully, when I shed some fat, my biceps will pop out. I don't really care that much about my biceps, to be honest. I'm a little worried that all the work I've been doing to build my butt is probably gonna be the first thing to disappear, and then my stomach, which I want gone like now, is gonna be the last thing to disappear. But that's just me. What are you gonna do? But I want to throw in a little bit of some beauty tips, a beauty segment. I did a video all about like back care, back skin care, and you know, health and fitness and stuff like that for the back. So I wanted to do one for the arms. I'm gonna hopefully film an arm workout in this video that'll be up later in the video. If you wanna see like kind of the body wash, body care stuff that I use all over my body, that you can see in the back video. So I will link that to this one so you can see. I mean, most of those products I pretty much use on my arms too. But I wanted to just throw in a few extra tips for keeping the skin on your arms nice and smooth and healthy, because you know, hey, what good is it to like work your body if you don't take care of your skin and everything else that goes along with it, right? So here's a few things. I know some people get those like dreaded arm bumps and some people get them really badly. I can't really advise you as to how to treat that if they're really bad. I think you might have to talk to somebody that's more experienced with that. I think it's like called ketosis pilaris or something like that. I don't have like bad bumps on my arms, but I do occasionally get bumps on my arms. And one thing I've noticed that's really helped cut back on them is actually using this First Aid Beauty Cleansing Body Polish with active charcoal. This stuff, I go through this stuff really quickly. It's not like an intensive scrub. There's some granules to it, but it's almost like just a scrubby body wash. It could get soapy and stuff. And I actually use this because I do go through it pretty quickly. I mainly concentrate this on my arms. It's got a lot of really great ingredients in here that I've actually read helps cut back on the bumps on your arms. Yeah, it says it can minimize the appearance of bumps caused by ketosis pilaris. So I feel like if you have a really severe case of it, you might need some kind of special treatment or something. But if you just kind of get like mild bumps on your arms, I really have found this to help out in that area. Love First Aid Beauty products, these great ingredients, and I don't know if they're all safe for sensitive skin, but the majority of their products are safe for sensitive skin, and my skin does get sensitive, so I really appreciate having a body wash, body polish that is safe for sensitive skin. So I really like this product. Another thing, I feel like this is totally personal preference, I shave my arms. I'm gonna do a whole video probably soon on like shaving tips and, you know, mainly for your legs. First of all, I have a blog post, so we'll try to link to this one, refuting the myth that shaving makes your hair grow back thicker. I've been shaving my arms for like forever, and if anything, as I've gotten older, like the hair grows back thinner. It has nothing to do with shaving, it's just my body. I already had thin arm hairs, but my arm hairs are not thick because I was shaving. Nothing you can do on the surface of your skin with a razor is going to affect what happens to the growth of your hair beneath the surface. Just not possible. Unless of course you cut yourself, and that's a whole other story. But anyway, so yeah, I do, it's personal preference. I have very fine hairs on my arm, but they were somewhat dark, and I just don't like having arm hair. I feel like that's a very personal preference. It's your decision. I do notice though, I get very, very rough, dry elbows. And they say that like, it's like your neck and your elbows and your hands, I think, are the things that they say always tell a woman's age. So I've actually started using some anti-aging products on my elbows. First of all, when I shave, I have to be very careful on my elbows, but I do notice that obviously shaving is exfoliation, so I very gently shave on my elbows. You have to be very, very careful with that though, because you could very easily cut yourself because it is a very like odd shaped area, but I definitely concentrate on the dead skin areas to get that off. I've also been rubbing on at night. I've mentioned this in my hand care video. I use this on my hands and I rub it in my elbows and just kind of on my forearms too. When I rub it on my hands, it's the Dr. Dennis Gross, however you say it, ferulic acid retinol brightening solution. It's expensive, but honestly, I really like it. I feel like it just makes everything smoother. I actually don't even use this on my face. I use this on like my hands and my elbows, and then I'll just kind of rub it on my forearms a little bit. And my skin has like never been softer. Some body lotions that I like, I use these all over, but I do use them on my arms. During the day, I'll use the Replenix Green Tea Antioxidant Moisturizing Lotion. It's pricey, but I've really been loving using this. I feel like the ingredients are pretty safe. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, which I love. And this actually got a great rating on Beautypedia, which is kind of my new addiction to research beauty products. And I started using it at night. This is super expensive, but I love it, unfortunately. Of course I love it because it's expensive, and that's just the way my life goes. But I've been using it at night before I go to bed on most of my body, but I do use it on my arms. It's a Replenix Smoothing Body Lotion, which actually has retinol, hyaluronic acid, green tea, ceramides, caffeine, all kinds of great stuff, and I've been loving this. My skin has been feeling extra smooth since I started doing that, so it is really pricey, and it pains me when I buy it. It hurts my heart and my credit card, but it's good. I can't lie. Another note that I've discovered is, you know, if you are having like a problem with really rough elbows, one thing I've noticed, which again, it kind of pains me, but I had to really take a long, hard look at the fabrics in my clothing. I had a tendency to buy less expensive clothing and like inexpensive sweaters and knits, and I was noticing that when I did, my elbows would get torn up. Like if I buy a sweater from like say Forever 21, forget it. Like my elbows are like practically gonna start bleeding. You know, I feel like especially with knits and tops and stuff, like I mean my t-shirt right now, Forever 21, but it's not rubbing on my elbows. But if I were to buy like a sweater from them, forget it. Like it's gonna tear up my arms. So as much as it pains me to say it, I feel like certain things, certain clothing can irritate your skin in certain areas. So for me, like if I'm buying knits, I try to, I mean, I don't go super expensive because I'm spending so much money on body lotion. But I find when it comes to certain types of clothing, I really kind of have to step it up a little bit and go with something that has a little bit better quality fabrics because it's just better for my skin. So I'm trying to think more of things like knits and things like that as more of like investment pieces than as just like fun pieces. And like, you know, your t-shirts and things like that, like, you know what, I'll save my money there and I'll just go a little bit higher end when it comes to products like, you know, knits and things like that. So I hope you found those helpful, and yeah, I'm gonna get into the week, and I've got some few things planned this week that I'm gonna show you. So I will check in a little bit later. I'm a hot mess. Okay. Hey guys, so I got my roots done, and I feel like when you get your roots done and then you pull your hair back the first time, like you look bald. You're like, ooh, where'd my hair go? I don't have any makeup on, and I have a pimple underneath my eyebrow, so luckily like you can't see it because it's hidden by my eyebrow, but I can feel it. It hurts. So yeah. I got a little bit of footage of my arm workout this morning, like some triceps and biceps. I did shoulders too, but I already filmed a shoulder workout like earlier in the challenge. It might have been my first or second video. So I kind of just focused on arms, and I didn't get a lot of footage because the lighting wasn't that great, but it's kind of like I was giving arm tips at the beginning of the video, so I kind of wanted to include like, you know, an arm workout and stuff in the video this time. So I did that. I did some food prep for the day, prepping some vegetables, because next week is like the halfway point of the challenge, and this, like today and tomorrow, like today's Saturday, so tomorrow I'll just be doing cardio. Then like starting Monday is like the shredding phase. I don't know why I'm using quotes, but you know, like we're trying to shed fat. So we're gonna be lowering our carbohydrates. And one thing our trainer had us do was sort of like, I don't know what it's called officially. It's a test to find out if you are carb resistant or not. Now I guess the theory behind it, and you can do some research on this, but the theory behind it is, you know, some people's bodies, you know, react to carbs better than other people. I already know my body does not react well to carbs, but this is a test. Apparently it has to do with the levels of a certain chemical in your body, and I do not remember the name of the chemical off the top of my head, but it's a chemical that's found in your saliva. So a test that you can do is you need to find salt-free crackers, which are actually quite tricky because most crackers have, even if they're not like salted tops, they have salt in them. So one thing Jamie, our trainer, recommended was matzo crackers. So I picked up a box of these, and basically what you do is you take some of the cracker, chew it, and you time yourself for a minute, and you basically make a note of what time that the cracker goes from tasting doughy to tasting sweet. Based on that, it determines how well your body reacts to carbohydrates. So I decided to pick up a box, really just to use one cracker. Oh my god, these things are freaking huge. Okay, I won't be using a whole one, apparently. I had no idea these things were just like huge sheets of cracker. Okay. Let's give this a try. I'll make sure I get enough cracker. Broke off some pieces here. I'm gonna start my timer. All right, I got my stopwatch. Put it in my mouth. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know why. Let's see. Okay, so it's been a minute. It's hard to tell because I don't know exactly what they're going for and what they mean by sweet, but honestly this tasted bitter to me the whole time. And it didn't really change taste. I didn't ever taste sweet. That's really not all that surprising to me. Basically, for those of you that want to try it at home, if you start tasting sweet, I believe it's like within the first 15 seconds. I'll show you, I have cracker on my teeth. Within the first 15 seconds means that your body processes carbohydrates very easily. If it's sort of between like the 15 to 30, then you're kind of in that middle range. And basically anything over 30, like up to a minute or more, your body doesn't process carbohydrates very well. I already know it doesn't process carbohydrates very well. So, I mean, the test was kind of a waste of some matzo crackers, but this is a big cracker, let me tell you. So basically what that means for me going forward, I just gotta go low carb. And I feel like some people who do really well on carbs, our trainer's recommending like maybe carb cycling or doing like a high carb day, low carb day, which is carb cycling. I don't know why I said either or. But for someone like me, I mean, going into the week of starting low carbs, I feel like the number I'm dropping it down to as far as carbohydrates go is going to be around the number that I was taking in for carbohydrates before I started the challenge, because I was already kind of trying to drop my carbohydrates and I was seeing really good results before I started the challenge. And then I started the challenge and she wanted us to up our carbohydrates to help build muscle, which, I mean, I enjoy eating more carbohydrates, but I definitely noticed my weight has like hit a standstill. I'm hoping that I've gained some muscle. I have gotten a few compliments from people telling me I look like I've lost weight. I haven't actually lost any weight on the scale. And I definitely feel more bloated. And I think for me, like, I don't really notice weight loss unless it's in my stomach, because that's like the one area that I look at, and that area has been a little on the bloated side lately, so probably because of the extra carbohydrates. So for me, I don't like feel like I've lost any weight, and my measurements haven't changed really much at all. I've been checking them like once a week and they haven't changed much. So I feel like the number that I'm going for carbohydrates is going to be about what it was when I started the challenge, which I was feeling really good on. The difference is that our trainer wants us to basically like have our like more carbohydrates in the morning and like around your or around your workouts, which my workouts happen to be in the morning. So I'm supposed to be getting more, like most of my carbohydrates in the morning, like a little bit at lunch, and then, you know, by sort of after lunchtime starting to drop them down, and by dinner time having like basically slim to none, which is a little tricky for me because I feel like I was doing really well spacing out my carbohydrates but still having lower amounts of carbohydrates. But I still want to make sure I'm getting enough earlier in the day and surrounding my workouts to like help maintain my muscle and my energy for my workouts. And so I'm a little worried that not having any carbohydrates at dinner is going to mess up my sleep, because I do feel like sometimes if I don't get carbohydrates before I go to bed, I have trouble sleeping. I mean, not a lot of carbohydrates, but just like something. I'm gonna try it this week. I'll be showing you a little bit more about like what I'm eating on the low carb plan and how it works for the week. So I'll be doing some of that in the next vlog. So be sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. One thing that I've been doing, which you may see or you may not, I'm not sure, in like some of the footage, is I used to watch in the beginning of the challenge, I told you, like, because I don't really listen to music when I work out. I mean, I imagine if I was at the gym, I probably would put on headphones and listen to music, but I don't because I'm at home. So I was watching like reruns of the Golden Girls in the morning. I kind of been like transitioning into watching like kind of like really good bad reality shows. I was keeping up with the Kardashians for a while. I finished watching like the season that's on demand right now of the Kardashians. And I started watching Wags, which I don't know if you guys have seen that show, but like I was obsessed with Basketball Wives when it was on. Like it was just like oddly fascinating to me. And I feel like I gave the first season of Wags like one episode to give it a try, and I wasn't into it. But for some reason, like I picked it up on demand in like season 2, and I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of into it now. And those girls have amazing bodies. A lot of them are models and stuff, so it's like good workout motivation. And a lot of people make fun of me. Like I know the show is like incredibly ridiculous, and I don't know if I'm alone in this, but let me know if you're like this too. Like I just feel like when I'm in times of stress in my life and things are kind of like feeling crazy and feeling out of control, like watching other people's ridiculously over the top problems kind of entertaining. Like it's a nice escape for me. So I'm watching Wags when I work out. Not to brag, my favorite line ever, my favorite line I think ever on any reality show ever is like when I say that I'm up here and you're down here, like I don't mean that to be condescending. I'm like, I've been repeating that like way too much. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I feel like that's been a nice, like, I don't know, like little escape for me when I work out. Like I've got like my good bad reality TV that nobody else in the house wants to watch with me, and like it's just like it's me time. So it's been feeling good. I've been really looking forward to my workouts. I've had to move them around a little bit because of my schedule, but I've not missed a workout. Knock on my tripod very gently. I'm just shaking the camera now. Okay, anyway. So yeah, I'm excited to get into the second half of the program, and I'm excited to start week 7 and start shedding, and hopefully maybe some of my muscles will start popping out. I'm excited to see that. Hopefully. We'll see. So again, if you guys have any like questions or things that you want to see in this challenge, certain workouts, certain like body beauty tips or anything like that you want to see, let me know. Leave those in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love your suggestions. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. A while back I was suffering from anxiety and depression, and I truly believe that beauty and makeup and health and fitness saved my life, and I believe it can save yours too. So if you want to join my Starlet squad, be sure you hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on all my social media channels. Links will all be in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time.